All right, Mr. Honeydew Carpenter, what's the first thing you want to do?
Well, the first thing I want to do is say, hey everybody, it's the Honeydew Carpenter and the always beautiful Mrs. Honeydew Carpenter is behind the camera. But my goodness, we have this piece of land and we're basically gonna homestead on it, and it feels like a daunting task. And so that's kind of what I do is I take big tasks and break them down step by step. And so I think the first things I want to do is, my goodness, we got no water, we got no power, we don't even have an access road in here. And so, given the fact that we want to build an aircrete home and that we want to build an aircrete shop, we're going to have to get a road in. We're going to have to get a house pad leveled out, a shop pad leveled out, and I'm going to have to figure out how to get some water in here.
Bonnie, Clyde, come.
It's a great property. It's got lots of topsoil up top with grasslands. It's kind of in a meadow on the edge of the Nez Perce forest. It's got an awesome view that looks down to the Clearwater River. It's just a really great property. It actually has 2 ponds on it. And well, actually 3, but they've been in disrepair and they've been washed out, and so I'll go over all that on an overview, looking over the property on Google Earth, and I'll just talk to you guys about where I'm thinking about putting the house, the shop, and why, and where the roads I want to cut in, and my big concerns about water. Okay guys, let's just get right into it. We'll pull up Google Earth here. Let's just zoom in to North Idaho and we'll get right up into the Nez Perce forest outside of where we live, outside this little town of Kamei, Idaho. And there we go, there's our property, and fittingly it is shaped just like a piece of pie. We call it our little piece of the American pie right here. And so first thing I want to do is list the concerns. The concerns are mainly getting roads in, getting some lots leveled for a shop and a house, and water are the priorities. You can take in electricity almost anywhere when we have a chance, but that's not going to happen. We're just going to be kind of off-grid and use solar for a while. But we are going to have water to do this. And so that being said, not only getting water in, but dealing with wastewater is a concern, and that comes along with kind of a geological survey. There's areas on the property here where you can see they stay green year-round. It's because there are springs and weeping water and whatnot. There's a pond here. There's a natural pond right here. There's also a pond down here, but it's they've been left in disrepair, and they've just been washed out and stuff. And so there are some things I'm going to need to do to these ponds to get them up to par. But our main priority is we got to get water. We have 3 choices. We can drill our own private well, or over here there is a well house. But as you can see, I mean, this little area right there is a 1/4 of a mile on the top of our property. So to come along this and get to this well house, to the cisterns, which are over here, there's a little goat trail here we'd have to cut out a little bit better with a dozer and trench all the way over to wherever on this property we're going to put our house. And so to get to the home and to a shop, we're probably looking at nearly a half a mile, 2,500 or 3,000 feet of trench. to do the shared well. So we have the private well, the shared well, or we could possibly develop a spring. Now, that is not something that I would discount, because these hills, this hill over beside us, if you look at it, I mean, it towers over us. It's a couple 100-foot in elevation higher than what we are. And if you look on top, even in the hottest month of the year, water weeps out of it, and there's some green areas up on top of this. And then if you look at lower elevations down the side of it, there are springs, and they actually use these springs, especially this one down here. They have a trough by it that they use it to run cattle on. And if you go through the contours of the land, our land is a good elevation there to possibly horizontally drill, or maybe a spring up here. I'm just not sure. But I think in the future, there's a good chance we'll be able to develop some springs on this property. Now, that being said, we also have some year-round weeping water on this property. And so that's no good for wastewater, for septic systems. And if you look at an overview over here in this area, we got some areas that never get weeping water, but they still have some topsoil, and as well as down in here. So those might be good for septic systems. Just to kind of give you a sense for what this property is like, I mean, it is a really kind of wicked cool property. Up here we have some flat areas. We have some really semi-flat areas above the ponds and whatnot, and above this pond over here. There's a nice little knoll here, and it's just naturally terraced all the way down. There's a nice little nearly flat knoll here, and a couple of them actually down here. And so it's from this point up here down to the tip, it's over 1/3 of a mile. It's about 4/10 of a mile, and it drops about 280 feet in that distance. Most of the drop is in the tip of the pie right here. This up here is just actually wonderful. I would say all of the property is usable. That being said, Mrs. Honeydew, every time we walk it, she's like, oh, we could put a house here. Or, oh, how about over here or here? Maybe above the pond here. There actually is a pond there. You can't really see it, but it holds quite a bit of water. And we kind of have our camper and our fifth wheel while we build sitting up right in this area. We are really lodged between these two mountains over here that are about the exact same elevation on top. And you cannot make this up, guys. We were sitting here in our camper, and we got a little bit of a rainstorm, and a rainbow shot over from way behind us over here. We couldn't see where from because this is quite a ways above us. And the end of the rainbow landed right on this knoll down here. So we're thinking that maybe that is where we'll put our house, right down here. But I mean, it was just crazy. I have never in all my life ever seen a rainbow end like 30 yards right in front of me. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen. Now that you kind of got a sense for the property and how it's kind of got these flatter areas and it's terraced and terraced and terraced right down through there, if we choose to put the shop up in here in the flatter areas up above the pond here and choose to put the house down here, there's going to be about 1,000 feet between the shop and the house down here. There's also between here and over here, I'm going to have to, this dike, or it's actually a natural dike, but it's been washed out over the years and I want to build it up and repair it. I'm going to have to run a water line through that if I do that. And so that is a concern as well, because it'll take quite a bit of excavation to build this dike up over this pond so that it can be an actual really good sized reservoir for irrigating and stuff. And then the cisterns for this well house are over behind this tree over here, and it's about 2,000 feet from there over to here. Not quite, about maybe 1,800, but it's 900 or 980 feet from where we want to put the shop up here down to where we want to put the house down here. So that would mean nearly 3,000 feet of water line and 3,000 foot of trench. And I'm a little bit concerned about some of this area right here because it's super rocky. And so those are just some of the things we're having to deal with on this property. That being said, oh my gosh, guys, let's look at it from a different angle. Even here on Google Earth, you can get a sense for this awesome view that we have out here, looking straight down to the river and up into Washington and Oregon. It is just a crazy cool view. We're right in the, it's kind of a meadowy area, and it's just like a microclimate because all around it you can see is forest, and all around it is forest. It's all forested. And then right not a half a mile from it, it is just deep forest. But it is just really a cool property. And so we're excited. It's a daunting task. We're going to build an aircrete home, an aircrete shop. We're thinking about bringing, this is the access road in. We're thinking about bringing a road in here and then up here to above the shop, and then S-curving a road down to the dike here, and then around and maybe S-curving back this way to the knoll down here where we want to put the house. We're not exactly sure what we're gonna do, but it's really cool. And just to walk the property with Melanie and have her go, oh, we could put an aircrete cabin here or there. It's just a lot of fun. And so my main concern is water, so we're going to get to it right away. That'll be the next video next week, and we will be putting in a water system one way or the other, I promise you.